Hello, everybody, and welcome to Anime on Draft. This is episode 101. Welcome. We are streaming live on Twitch. For all the audio-only listeners out there, we're streaming live Sundays around 6:30, 7 p.m. Just search Anime on Draft at twitch.tv/Anime on Draft. And, of course, you can stay up to date with us on Twitter at Anime on Draft. That way you will know when we're going live. But welcome. This is going to be a good episode. There's a lot to talk about.
Every episode's a good episode.
Yeah, that is correct.
You are correct.
Yeah. There's a whole lot that went down in Attack on Titan. I know we want to get into that, as well as our Orashiri segment, Death Parade episode 8. But we got 2 beers this week. Last week we actually chose a beer that we did not drink, so we withheld for a week. Rolando chose the Lagunitas Equinox, and Alec is drinking the Firestone 21 Anniversary Ale. 22. I can read. Yeah.
Roman
22.
Roman numerals are hard. It's okay.
Yeah. There's letters that are actually numbers. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No.
Sorry. Yeah. Firestone 22. That's their barrel age as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it comes with this cool little scroll. Which I
really? That's
You
neat.
want to open that up?
Yeah. Oh shit! I tore it.
Like,
Legitimately though, I did. I tore it.
Oh my god.
It's okay. I have two.
Dude, that was a souvenir too.
I have another one. It's on my fridge.
Oh my god.
All right. So yeah, it looks like this. And
What's
it
it say? What's it?
So-
Whoa, that's a lot of writing.
It's a lot. And then there's stuff on the
Yeah,
back
read
side.
it.
Yeah,
I'll
read
just
it
give you
all.
kind of
read the whole thing.
That is a
All
lot
right,
of text
this
there.
brewer and winemaker collaborate. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to read the entire thing. But basically, what
Please
this is about, like who they collaborated with and what the collaboration goal kind of was. Down
Cool.
here, they talk about 2018, like when they changed their anniversary, and then this is the actual blend. And then on the back,
cool.
it goes in like about the blending. What's in the final blend. So I'll talk about this because it says there's Sticky Monkey. The final blend is Sticky Monkey, Parabola, Bravo, Rum Barrel, Heldorado, and Gin Barrel, Heldorado. And then the
So
winemakers that
this
helped
is-
make it.
It is on their website. I went and looked it up. So it's on their website too, which I was like, this is a lot of text, and I'm assuming this is what's on that scroll thing.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. That's a lot that went into this.
The declaration of Firestone.
Yeah, the
beers.
declaration. Yeah, they sold it to me for the
Oh,
price
Nick
of a beer.
Cage is gonna come steal it from you, dude.
Oh shit!
Better
But
be
keep it under
careful.
wraps, cause he'll find it. He'll take it.
One thing about this I do want to mention is in the blend, it says this beer is all about the barrels, bourbon, rum, and gin barrels combine forces to create incredible complexity. So it's got gin barrels in there.
Interesting.
Yes.
I've seen that they have God, what was it? It's a one of the Ballast Point beers aged in gin barrels, and it sounded very interesting. I can't remember the beer, but I saw it when we went to Ballast Point. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. If it comes to me, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm interested in trying something like that. I don't think I've ever had anything that was.
It might have been the
aged in
sour
gin barrels.
wench, actually. Let me
I don't
Really?
think. Was it a variation of the Sour Wench?
Yeah, it was a variation of one of the beers that they normally have. Let me see. Yeah, it was Sour Wench gin
okay.
barrel aged.
Yeah, the rested gin.
Yeah.
Is that it?
No, it's Sour Wench just
Oh.
gin barrel aged. It's their Berlinger with like blackberries, I believe. It's okay. I think David in chat is drinking it, so it's not the one I'm talking about. I've had the one you're drinking, David, but I didn't try the gin barrel aged one that they only have it at the brewery that I've seen.
Yeah.
At their brewery, yeah. I don't think they're
But,
selling that one.
yeah.
You ever seen it?
Yeah. I think it's one of those. It's not quite popular yet. Let's not make a whole bunch of bottles and have people not buy it.
And the
Yeah.
Berlinger style is getting more popular. I think one of my coworkers was telling me that modern times they have like a regular Berlinger, they have like a super Berlinger, and then like it's like they're calling it like super. It's like a quad Berlinger or something. But it's like
Super.
it's like 10% alcohol
Super.
for a Berlinger is interesting.
Jeez.
Nice.
But yeah,
That is interesting. That seems like a lot. I don't know.
a lot of alcohol for a
Yeah,
Berliner Weiss
For
style.
yeah, seriously.
Mm.
Well, do you want to get into this, into these beers? Drew, you're not drinking this week,
No,
or
this
for the rest of the month.
Yeah, so if you're looking forward to me
Wrecked.
drinking for this month, it's not gonna happen. I'll be drinking
is
water or tea.
Wrecked.
Have
Too
water.
bad.
Rip.
Too bad. All right. Well,
By the way,
great
for this
water.
month,
Pour
I'm
this
not
beer
talking
out.
about
Oof.
anime, guys. For this month, I'm
Okay,
gonna
nice.
not talk about anime. Yeah.
That's
We've got to
fair.
have the
That's fair.
balance, the balance of the
Yeah.
forces. It smells good. It smells like a barrel aged stout.
is it a stout? It's just like a mix of a bunch of just different
It's a god blend.
brown ale, a barley wine, oatmeal stout, and a quad. It sounds a little scary, to be honest with you. What's the
Yeah.
ABV on that?
12.
Does it say anywhere?
0.7.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
So it
That's
actually
solid.
says the stout percentage is restrained, allowing the
Oh,
wood
that
to
is- that is
speak and be
beautiful.
heard. And then it's saying that actually they're telling you to allow it to warm up to 55 degrees Fahrenheit to fully enjoy the pleasing and complex aromas.
Get a thermometer in there.
Yeah, so it says the true
Yeah, let it sit for a
complexity
little
of
bit.
this blend
Oh, yes,
is
the true
revealed as the
complexity.
beer sits and breathes in the glass. So take your time.
Oh, indeed, the true complexity.
Hey, you know what? That's the way they intended for it to be drank.
Yeah,
To be
truly
drunk.
complex.
You gotta get those complex flavors out there.
I mean, it's really good so far. It's really
This,
not like it's super dark and you'd think it'd be really, really rich. It's not.
Dude, this beer smells like fucking banana bread.
Ooh, yummy.
Banana
Ooh,
bread?
I don't like that banana aftertaste if that's what it tastes like.
Well, I didn't taste it
think it
yet, but
smells
it smells like fucking banana bread.
Well,
Yeah.
drink it and
Yeah.
tell me.
Hopefully
so
it doesn't
I know
have
whether
that-
or not
Smells
to
like
buy it.
I don't like that
Yeah.
banana flavor that
It's
you
got
get
like
in
a-
beer. It's gross.
Pina colada-y smell.
Pina colada. Yeah. That's what
Like
I'm
a kind
smelling.
of
This
creamy
is
smell.
What's the style of it?
So this is a genuine pale oat ale.
Ooh.
Um,
Actually,
It's an imperial pale oat ale. Is what they say. The side of the bottle is like kind of weird, so they just like misspelled a bunch of words on purpose. I'm imagining. But yeah, it
First
doesn't say
brewed
a
in
whole lot about it. It just says that it flips things on its head.
this is 8.9%. Fuck. All right.
It is 8.9%.
I wish.
Yeah, first brewed in 1995, and then brewed today in a time of change.
401k, 301k, 201k. That's what it says on the top.
Yeah. I don't know what any of that means.
Put them
what
in a
any of
graphing
the bottle
calculator. You'll
means.
Yeah,
probably get a
you'll find it.
parabola.
All right.
Probably.
Wow.
This
is
isn't
crazy.
the parabola. This is the equinox. Last week was parabola.
Yeah, but if you put it in your GPS, it'll show you where to view the summer equinox.
So this is. So
Totally
okay.
making shit.
This is a pale oat ale. So, assuming that this is brewed with oat,
Yeah,
Yep.
would you assume that? It's 2019.
I can assume in 2019. You can't.
No,
I'm allowed to.
no.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
wow.
Careful.
Yeah, I can't. I don't have that card. I can't,
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
You can't. I'm gonna look this up. You want to give your impressions?
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of a weird one. I don't. It's like kind of citrusy, a little bit weedy at first, and then you get like a little bit of that. I don't know, that kind of like tart
Smelly
tartness.
smell.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I guess is that the oats that I'm tasting at the finish that is just, it really tastes kind of earthy. I don't
Does
know.
it taste like it smells?
No,
Good.
definitely not. Because the smell is like
all.
citrusy and like creamy, kind of like
Yeah.
pineapple-y, banana bready.
The finish is what's like kind of weird. It's like a very earthy, I guess,
It's
finish.
it's like
Smells smells good.
It's a certain type of bitter, and I think it's because I just
Yeah.
see it's got Simcoe hops in it,
Mm.
and I think it's that like really just sharp, bitter hop taste that those hops usually give that you get
Yeah.
in like a West Coast IPA.
Yeah, the finish is what's throwing me off because at first I get that like citrusy bite, and then like you said, yeah, it's kind of creamy, but then that finish is where it really just kind of throws me for a loop. Maybe that's the point of the equinox and why they're like saying it flips things on its head.
It uses
I don't-
Equinaut and Simcoe hops, and then
don't think I
so
would
it's
like
for
this.
a citrusy and stone fruity blast. So I think that's where you get like there's the citrusy, and then there's the kind of minerally bitter taste.
Yeah, it's like a
It's
it's with that bitter hop taste
Yeah.
that is just really sharp. And it's so weird that it just comes like at the finish, like after you take a sip, and then it just kind of just comes out of nowhere.
just there.
And it just really hits you. Yeah.
I want
Uh,
to try it, but I don't think I'd like it.
I don't know. I think you might like it. Because you like kind of
You like West
bitter-
Coast
bitter
IPAs,
drinks.
right?
Yeah.
It's basically a West Coast IPA, but it's not like very IPA like from the start. It's
Yeah.
like an IPA afterwards, but
Mm.
I think that's mostly due to the Simcoe hops.
I think
and how
so.
it finishes.
Yeah. It just kind of lingers for a little bit. But it's not bad though. It's not bad by any means.
I don't think Alec would like this beer.
Yes. Yeah, that is correct. I don't
Which
think Alec would like this beer.
Probably a good thing he didn't find the beer.
Yeah, I could not find it at all.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Alec.
It's odd
I'm dying.
because
is odd.
it's one way when you first drink it, and then the finish is just IPA. West
Yeah.
Coast IPA specifically.
Yeah, that like very like bitter central IPA finish. Mm-hmm. Alec, what are you getting from the 22?
It's crazy. I don't know. It's crazy, guys. I'm just like, I keep sipping it and I'm getting kind of buzzed because, as you can see, this 12% beer was here and now it's here. But it's,
You gotta let it warm up. Go slow on it.
I'm trying to get it cold before it warms up so I can see the difference.
No, it's not.
The nose is like,
Ow.
it smells like a barrel aged
Bless you.
stout to me. It has, like that like sugary, oaky kind of smell. When you taste it, it has a lot of that too. You get a lot of stout, but I was looking at this. Actually, 44% of this blend is made up of a Central Coast quad, but aged in bourbon barrels. So that's the Sticky Monkey. 22% is a Russian Imperial Stout, and that's the Parabola. I taste the Parabola, but I've never had the Sticky Monkey, and now I
The Sticky
really
Monkey is
want to try
good.
the Sticky Monkey because this is really good.
That is good. I just saw that at the liquor store that I go to, and I was actually really thinking about picking it up.
Oh,
It's good. I had that on tap at Firestone when I went, and it was delicious.
I mean, if it's
right.
anything as good as this one, like, I'm sure, because it's supposed to be about 50% of this blend is Sticky Monkey, so.
Yeah, well,
But this is really good. It's sweet, oaky, vanilla-y, malty.
Oh, malty?
Yeah, malty sama.
Roasty toasty.
It's
We
like
can talk about
roasty.
malty later.
Yes, we can.
malty. Yeah, for anybody who watched Shield Hero, we'll talk about malty. Oh, don't you worry. Oh, sorry.
But it's good. It's
That's
good. I mean, like, maybe it hasn't warmed up enough, but I haven't really tasted or smelled the gin, so I'm kind of curious to, once it kind of warmed up a bit, to try it again. So I'm just going to let it sit there for like the next 10 minutes and not touch it because it'll just fuck me up. So
Yeah.
as of right
Yeah, I
now,
know you're gonna be tempted to keep drinking it.
yeah, because it's really good, but right now it tastes like a mixture of like a quad and an imperial stout, kind of like it's lighter than an imperial stout. It's not as heavy as the Parabola was, so this one's easier drinking. Like, this is one where I'm like, I could have two, but I wouldn't want to because it's 12.7%.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, are you
Yeah,
sure
there's a
you're
lot.
gonna have to?
No, I only have
Did you just
one.
buy the 12-ounce bottle, or did you buy
Yeah.
the bomber one?
The 12
The
ounce.
12
yeah.
ounce. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, they didn't have that last week when I went.
Yeah, it's in a white box.
They had the all the other ones. They had the parabola and everything, but they didn't
They're
have that.
saving that one.
Maybe.
Honestly,
It
where I
might have
went,
been. I've seen the bomber one too, but it has like a cork top.
where I went, they only had one, so it was the last one. Sorry, Drew, it's the Bevmo that is by my parents. Yeah,
Rip.
rip. So you can't get it. But yeah,
He's
it's
like,
good.
I don't fucking care. I'm not drinking.
It's good. It's good. It tastes good. It smells good.
Yeah. Just you wait.
And there's a lot in it, so it's cool. It's cool.
Coolio.
Well, you want to give us a rating for that for the 22?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna give it a rating, but then leave it up to after I've tasted it around 55 degrees Fahrenheit. But right now, I think it's a solid beer deserving of a 4.75, my guy.
55 degrees
475.
Fahrenheit,
Yeah.
man. It's just
Wow.
such an odd.
You well, you gave the parabola a 5.
Yeah, honestly,
is,
I'm tasting this and I might like this one better, but I want to see after it's warmed up when it's supposed to be as good as it can be, and I may just switch
Yeah,
them. Call the parabola
Does-
4.75.
Does it?
and then
as
and then
good
you're
as
just
it
like,
gets?
actually, this beer is worse.
I'm like, they tell me to drink it like this and it's garbage.
This is as good as it gets.
All right, 475. We'll come back to you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Speaking of Firestone Walker, this weekend was their International Beer Fest, and I was following like a couple people on social media, like on Instagram, and it looked really cool. There was actually a lot of breweries out there, a lot of really good beers, like Boomtown, Beechwood, Omegang was there, the brewery, Cigar City. Let's see who else is on here. Highland Park was out there. Lost Abbey, Monkish, Modern Times, like
Monkish was
you
there.
name it. Oh, Omnipolo was there too. At least they had beers there. Yeah, it looked really cool. I think I want to try to make it out there next year. Tickets were like $80 or something like that, and you get a couple tastings of beer, and I think you get some food.
A couple
and it's,
tasting,
all day.
like little tasters, just 2 of them.
Yeah, like you get those like for free, but then you can like buy more.
For $80,
It's like
you get 2 tasters
You get like
And
2
entry.
tastings or something from each like
from
of the
each
places
brew.
there.
Okay, I thought
I
you just meant
think.
like, oh, you get 2 tasters. You got to pay $80.
Yeah, just
2 tasters and that. No. I
Yeah.
think you get like free tastings like from each of the places there.
Okay,
Um,
that is a bit more
What's it
yeah,
called?
that
acceptable.
sounds-
What's it called?
It's the Firestone Walker Invitational Beer Fest.
Where
Yeah,
is
well
that?
let's look into it. It looked cool.
Where is
So
it?
that's up near. I'm just forgetting. Paso Robles. There we go. So it's
That
like
sounds
Central
really cool.
California, kind of near Bakersfield-ish.
We
about an
we
hour and a
should-
half, 2 hours from Monterey.
We should do that and then head up to Russian River when they have Pliny the Younger.
And then go to
Ooh, that's a good
Lagunitas.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, we
When
go to
is
Lagunitas
this?
too.
Yeah.
This is
Their
February.
their tasting room's cool.
Oh no, they go on sale in February. I see.
Cool.
Okay, well,
Yeah, let's look into it
we'll look
for
into
next
that.
year,
Yeah.
2020. Cool. All right then.
Yeah, the Beer
Rolando,
Olympics. That's in 2020.
Are we training?
Yeah, we're
for-
training.
I would lose.
The
I
fucking
would
Beer Olympics.
lose.
It's not in
Beer
Tokyo
Olympics
though,
so
because that's where the
bad.
regular Olympics are.
Mm.
The Beer Olympics are in California.
We could maybe we'll train for the next Tokyo.
The
Beer
next
Olympics,
Tokyo
how's that?
Olympics in 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Tokyo Beer Olympics.
Tokyo Beer Olympics.
Oh,
That'll be soon.
They hold it in the giant in Arcayusa, the giant golden wiggle building. So they hold
The
it.
cloud, the
Yeah.
golden cloud.
the Golden Door or whatever.
I,
Well, guess
I
the door
wanted
is
I
just
wanted to
gold.
call it the name that we had for it, but it's not not stream appropriate.
The
Yeah.
Golden Poop. Oh, sorry, I
No.
said it. I know what you're trying to say though.
Yeah.
You called it. You called it that last week or whatever.
I
2
think you
weeks
did.
ago.
I don't know.
It always pops up in Sarazanmai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, Rolando, do you wanna give us a final impressions rating for
Yeah, rate it.
Equinox?
You
Yeah,
won't.
I mean, I've already said what it tastes like. It's pretty strong. I think it's fairly easy to drink if you're okay with the way a lot of West Coast IPAs finish. Just the bitter taste. It's a good palate cleanser, I think.
Yeah.
So I would probably give this a 4. It's pretty good. It's not like amazing, but I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll probably give it a 4 too. It's interesting. That's for sure. I think like
You're
the more I drink it, thanks. I think the more I drink it, the more I'm getting used to that like finish, that bitter finish. Because at first it was definitely caught me off guard. It was not expected to. But yeah, I'll give it a 4. I think it's pretty good. It's interesting.
I looked up the the Invitational Beer Fest, and there's a lot of restaurants lined up for this as well. There's like a huge
really?
list of restaurants that are going out. But you get a snifter, entry, beer and food samples while supplies last, and then access to all the music and the brewers if you can catch them. That's what it's.
How big is the snifter?
I have no idea. It just says a snifter glass. Yeah, little tiny.
Tiny as fuck.
I'd
A
assume.
thimble.
I'd assume like like the taster glasses you can buy at breweries, something around that size.
It's probably
Yeah,
like a
thimble.
4 ounce.
It's like the one
4
from
ounce
McKellar that's just like that tiny one.
Yeah, the little one. Probably something like
That'd
that.
be sick.
Nice.
Well, yeah, let's look into it for next year.
Definitely.
That'd be cool. So,
You can
all
get
right, so then
Sukaba on
let's.
tap.
Ooh, wait a minute.
We're
Let's
going.
not look into it. We're going for sure now. All right. Well, let's move on to our pairing segment. This week we have paired Attack on Titan.
We have paired anime with anime on draft.
Anime on draft
Nice.
prepared for you with Attack on
Nice.
Titan. That's
Alec
what I
just
meant to
fucking
say.
left. He's just like, I'm
He's like-
fucking done.
You fucking.
Well, he said he
can't
wasn't
talk.
talking about anime this week, so he's like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah, Attack on Titan season 3, part 2, episode 55 or 18 or something, whatever this is. This is way too many. Episode 55.
Hi.
This was delayed, so
Thermometer.
if anybody who was trying to watch it and hasn't watched it yet, it literally just came out like a couple minutes ago, like an hour ago maybe.
Like an hour and a half or something.
So Funimation just released like their new schedule, according to the production studio. They are releasing it at different times because it's been releasing, or people have been releasing it early in Japan. So they kind of delayed like all of their releases at the same time. So their new release schedule is going to be Wednesdays in Japan, and then most studios aren't going to fully release it until like Sunday or Monday-ish. So yeah, just FYI for anybody out there. And if anybody hasn't seen it yet,
Come back.
spoilers. Yes, please,
A bit.
please come back. Especially audio listeners. I'll put in some timestamps for this episode, so you can just look below or look into the details section for timestamps, and you can go to our next segment. But yes, Attack on Titan spoilers for episode 55.
You have been warned.
Yeah,
There's
this
a lot.
is a good episode.
There's a lot of things to be spoiled. So
Yes,
just
there
if
are.
you're
Oh, guys,
if you're
I
wary
didn't watch
at
it.
all, just fucking get out right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad, Drew. That's too bad.
Oh man.
It's happening. All right, so yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into
do
this episode, man.
Yeah.
This was a tough choice. I don't know who I would have chosen for this either.
I do.
I
so
know.
We have
I know
Armin
who I would choose
versus Erwin. I don't know, man.
I know who I would have
know.
chosen.
I know I would
and I
have
knew
chosen.
who they were gonna choose.
I knew who they were gonna choose, and I knew
Yeah.
who I would have chosen, and it happened to
mean-
line up.
Honestly, you know what? If I were like if Erwin were chosen, he would have been like, "You guys fucked up. You should have chose Armin."
No, yeah.
Legitimately.
Like for me, Erwin's story had already been closed in the last episode, and like the episodes leading up to it, like Erwin had already like the flags were already like there. Like Erwin was going to die, and I feel like Erwin also hasn't really done anything else since
Yep.
the last season. So the last season he was the main catalyst for the whole coup, but
You mean
he's
season
been given
2
some-
or like the first part of season 3?
like the first part of season 3.
He's been given some real good speeches though.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
he's good at like rallying the people, but like
Do you
he
hear
hasn't
the people
been
sing?
He's master manipulator. He's like a leader of a cult. He even says so. He did all this stuff like for his own
it's on his own
selfish reasons.
selfish
you know?
reasons. But like Armin, you can see he did shit because he truly believed in something greater being out
The
there.
ocean.
The ocean. Correct.
Yeah.
You wanted to see the ocean.
He wanted to see the water.
So I would have chosen Armin.
I would have too.
You would have picked Armin.
I would have picked Armin. I thought that Erwin's part had been done, and they honestly would be fucked without Armin.
Yeah.
Well, and it was, I think it was like kind of an appropriate send off for Erwin too, because like they have the scene with all of them on the roof, and I think Levi even says like, why put him through all this hell one more time? Like he reached the end of his chapter, just let him be. And I think that was good enough. So I think like when the scene like initially started happening and you know they bring Erwin onto the roof or whatever, I was like I want Erwin to live just because I think I like him better as a character. Not that I don't like Armin. I just think Erwin is like a really cool inspirational character, and I kind of empathize with him. I want him to, you know, reach his goal and figuring out, you know, what's down there, because that's my goal.
Yeah.
Too, you know, like I want to know what's in that damn basement. I wanted to know for like 5 years now, and we finally get to see it next week.
Maybe.
do we?
So
Maybe.
maybe. Yeah, they
Don't
might
say
Dragon Ball
that. They'll
Z,
take
yes,
it
where
out.
they like they stand out, they stand in front of it, like looking at it for like 22 minutes, and you're just like, really, you're gonna
10
debate me
minutes of
like
them
that?
walking down steps.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's gonna
Just
be-
ominous music.
It's gonna
It's
be
not-
like
and then
It's not done by
Shield
you,
Bro.
Photable, so
It's gonna be Shield
fine.
Bro, where they stand in a crater for an entire 2 episodes. Like,
It's not. This isn't being
they're
done by
gonna
you,
zoom-
Photable, so they're not going to be talking for 10 minutes and walk down a step every 5 minutes. Like,
No, it's gonna be like Goblin Slayer when they zoomed in on that eye.
Yeah.
But instead of the eye, they're just gonna zoom in on the keyhole and just like have the key like slowly getting like in there, and then it'll drop to be continued like it always does. And you're just,
No,
"God-
right before
God
you
damn
hear
it."
the TV continue to hear a door creak.
No. And they'll light like
Black.
it's totally bright like in there, and then it just cuts in. You're just like, God damn it!
I really
They
don't think
got
we're
me
gonna
again."
see. I don't think we're gonna see what's in their next episode. I think it's gonna do some bullshit of the door opening.
No, I bet you're right,
They're gonna see.
because they're gonna flash to Krista. I bet they do something with
Yeah.
Krista now that she's queen. So I bet you but the episode is
Erwin's
called
dead.
The Basement, so
It is
who
called The
knows?
Basement,
Yeah,
yes.
I mean,
yeah,
Um,
it's called
different
the basement.
basement.
It's not called the secret of the basement.
It's
that's
just,
true.
Yeah,
That's
making their
true.
way
That's a good
down to
point.
the
But
basement.
That's a good
back
point.
before we got sidetracked, back to the original point. I empathize with Erwin. I want him to
Yes.
get there, but at the same
Yeah.
time, like I think, you know, we all knew the choice that
Oh,
was
yeah.
gonna be made.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I absolutely like. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, I feel like Erwin's character is such a cool character. I wanted him to see and
Yeah,
see his plan come to fruition and like be able to see it all the way to the end.
absolutely.
I'm excited
Yeah.
to see Armin come back, because in these last few episodes, Erwin's kind of been like tutoring Armin. He's like almost taken him under his wing and been like, you have more new power now, take charge of it. And we kind of see him grow in that. And it's almost like he's dying so that Armin can take his place. I feel like if they both lived and Erwin got old, Armin would be the successor anyways. This is just the
Yeah,
path
that's
to-
why I feel like it's the logical progression, because they had been setting Armin up, and Erwin has been putting him in this position, because Armin has been the catalyst for a lot of their victories in the past.
He's just
that
been
they
like-
they highlighted.
second guessing himself the whole time. Like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. And then Erwin's like, you're in command. And he's like, do this. And that was like the first time you see him actually like take charge of his idea and be like, we're doing this, rather than second guessing everything he's doing. Excuse me. Oh, they are.
Yeah,
this
I think
much.
that. I think that's fair. I think it's a good point. I do think that the choice for saving Armin is probably the correct one for the future. I think the amount of times that Armin has kind of saved everybody is probably necessary for the future as well.
Yeah.
Um,
It feels like they would be making the same mistakes of humanity's past if they saved Erwin, in my opinion, than
Yeah.
if they saved Armin, because Armin is thinking about, he isn't thinking about like pure selfish things, and that's kind of what this whole society has been built upon, just selfish
Like
reasons.
the Rice family.
Yeah, where and you can kind of see a little bit of it in Erwin's motivations. Like he's basically like focused on revenge, and
Yeah.
like that's kind of reflected in Aaron and like his fight for revenge. And then he even like acknowledges like I'm useless. Like I haven't done anything. Whereas like Armin has like been the bravest one of us all, and like that kind of thing. So I kind of felt like this was logically like Armin is the kind of voice that they need, rather than
Yeah.
like voices like Aaron and Erwin.
They need a smarter voice, not a louder voice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
you wow,
that's good.
words of
Wow.
wisdom.
That was
That was
good.
good. That was good.
54. We're almost there, guys.
That
Well,
says
that's at
60.
but
That
it was
says
54. It was 54. Dude, it changes so fast. Like, now it's 68. Oh.
It's a good
54, that
thermometer,
says
man.
60. No, I think that's a very, very good point. And what's interesting is that Erwin had been, I think you said it, Rolando, that he was almost kind of like following his own sort of cult, like in creating and kind of pushing everybody towards a certain direction. And now that like he's not around, and now that the Beast Titan is kind of like getting out of the way, what do they really have to like push themselves, like to push, like what is their goal now besides the basement? I mean, I have no idea what their plan is at this point, because like who is left?
They're
Fill
gonna
in
see
the
the
wall
ocean.
again. They got to get the people back in Wall
Tear down the
Maria.
walls.
Tear down the walls.
Tear it down.
Tear 'em down. Yeah.
Tear down
And
the
then
walls.
they're going to go see the ocean. All of them in one big caravan. They're going to go look at the sea. And what they're going to find is a bunch of titans.
A sea of titans.
Sea of
Titans.
I don't know what
Playing in the sand.
humanity's plan is. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I do want to know more about what the Beast Titan said to Aaron in terms of like,
Yeah.
oh, Grisha Jaeger, he brainwashed you just like he brainwashed me. I'm gonna come back and save you, boy. What's going on there? What's gonna happen?
It's his brother.
Aaron's now conflicted. You know, he
It's
wants
his
to know
bro.
more. Well, maybe the basement will answer it. I don't know.
If
Maybe.
we ever see the basement.
Yeah.
The basement's just
Yeah,
a
you'll
giant
see the
red
basement.
herring.
It's gonna end like The Sopranos, where like they're gonna open the door in the last episode. It's just gonna be black, and then the credits are gonna roll.
Man.
It'll be like the ending of Inception. We'll just get a top just spinning, and then it'll maybe wobble.
It'll wobble a bit, and then it'll
wobble.
cut to black.
You know what it is? I bet the top didn't even wobble. The guy shooting the scene was just like, "This is so cool." Oh fuck! I shook it, and they're like, "We don't have the money to redo it."
The key is gonna go into the keyhole, and then they're gonna slightly turn it as if it's gonna unlock, and then it's
snap
just
in
gonna
half.
cut to black.
There is only
that's
like,
the end.
Stu's like, we're done. That was it. Walking away. Good luck.
there is only like 6 episodes. This could totally be stretched another 5
Yeah,
for them getting down there.
yeah, easy. So
I
many.
mean,
shows
they're out
have
of
done it.
gas. They're out of gas. They gotta walk, right? It's probably
Yeah.
pretty far.
They're out
They
of
gotta
gas.
find it
They're out of
first,
gas
like-
mentally too at that
they
studio.
gotta camp out. You know, have some food. Maybe eat some of those horses that died.
They have to make
you
black
know?
tea, just like we had that cut
Oh
scene.
yeah.
with a little cut
Yeah.
info.
Yeah.
I think it was coffee.
I think it was coffee
It
as
was.
well, because they were
I
like,
think
"What
so.
kind of tea is this?"
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
Good show. I was so happy because I thought last week we were on episode 7, and then Rolando reminded me, "Oh, you idiot! It started late. We're on episode 5 only. So next week is 7. We have what 4 left then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
I think five more. I think there's a total of 12.
Yeah, a couple.
No, there's like 11 or something like
16.
that.
11?
Yeah,
11 or 12?
Man.
it's like 10 or 11.
Mm.
Ah.
We'll see.
Well, Well then, yeah, this is has been a good second part of the third season so
It
far.
has.
Um,
I'm glad we know what happened after the credits in the end of last season, because this is what they were hinting at.
Yeah.
Because they showed the scene where Levi's
Right.
like, "Do you guys know what the fuck you're doing, or what you're trying to do?"
and
This
then,
was the episode.
Levi punches.
Half of Erwin
Yeah.
or Aaron's
He's
teeth
literally
out.
having his teeth.
Yeah, did you guys notice that too? Because like when
It's
he, like
awkward.
the voice actor too was like speaking kind of funny. You could tell like he was like, yeah, it's
have
actually
a
really well
stroke?
done. He's
Yeah,
drunk.
he induced a stroke into Aaron by punching him so
Punching
hard.
him. Nice.
That is impressive.
One
Dangerous gift.
one last thing I kind of want to talk about, but like I kind of really like John now. Like
Yeah.
as the episodes have like gone on, I think that he's become a really good character.
I agree. 100%. Yeah. He's like
Gene.
he's insightful as opposed to just like being an idiot, because like he knows his limitations now. I feel like he's like, man, I had no idea what I would have done in that situation, or like, oh, you know, he has like actual like good insight and he understands his limitations, which all in all makes him a much more enjoyable character. I think his lack of screen time too also helps him, because he can be obnoxious if he's in the centerfold like he was in, you know, the first season.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about that too. We talked about like John's character before. I think like last season, we were like, this guy literally just complains and doesn't do anything. And then one episode where he like fucking punches that person, and then like he takes the prisoners and is like, all right, you need to fucking wake up. And we were like, all right, you know what, like John's a pretty good character. Like he's starting to turn around for me.
Even though he did fuck up this time, I mean, he was still thinking like, this is the logical decision that we have to make. Regardless of it was messed up, like you make that decision 9 out of 10 times. And you know, before he probably would have said, you know, just do it or whatever, but you know, he's thinking now. So I think, and the scene I'm referencing, in case anyone's confused, is when Hanji is about to
Kill
Reiner. Yeah. And it ends up being a mistake because Reiner gets saved by the Beast Titan and four-leg, big-nose platypus Titan. I don't know. But yeah, it was, I mean, you make that decision. That's the right decision.
It's a very human
Didn't work
choice,
out,
though.
but-
Like, it's relatable. It's like, nobody wants to just, like, straight up murder this guy, because there's a potential that, you know, he could be used in the future, or they have some
Exactly.
sort of use for him. But then he's like, all right, yeah, no, I fucked up.
Yeah.
What's surprising to me is that they decided to rescue him when they left Bertold, when it's been mentioned multiple times that Bertold is like has the best power, or like the most important
potential.
power
I think it's
out
'cause
of them, the most
Levi was there.
potential,
Yeah.
Yeah. I would be scared shitless of Levi too if I were.
I mean,
the
he was
fucking
smoking
Beast
on
Titan.
top of the wall.
Yeah.
Dude, he straight up went beast mode on,
he
on
went
all of those
insane.
Titans around there.
Like if
Ultra
Mikasa like
instinct.
struggles to fucking beat the shit out of Levi, like he has to be in this fucking beat up state for her to even hold him down, then fuck, this guy is strong as heck.
Yeah.
Yeah. He crazy.
Well,
He's a demon.
he crazy.
He cray cray.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good second part of the third season. I'm glad you guys are
Yeah.
enjoying it. It's gonna get
Me too. I'm glad you are too.
plot wise is gonna get crazy once we get in that basement.
Ooh,
It's gonna be
Lordy.
interesting.
Minds will be blown.
Yeah, I hope
We lost
so.
Alec again. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
He
there
fell,
his
he
mind
fell
was
out
blown.
of the chair.
He
fell.
fell. He
Yeah.
he fell out of his chair.
Sorry,
he was
guys.
so
It's a really
he was
strong
so
beer.
mind blown. He just fell out of his chair.
Oh man.
Couldn't handle
He
it.
couldn't handle it.
Handle it.
All right, well let's move on into our horror shiri segment. This is a segment where we talk about past shows and just discuss them as if we're watching it week by week.
Because we are.
So we're
Because we
watching,
are watching it
Death
week by
Parade.
week.
Because we are watching it week by week.
Well, yeah, that's what we're doing. We're talking on it like as if it's airing week to week. How's
There
that?
you go.
Because
Yeah,
for
yeah,
us it is.
There we go. Well, it's not.
I mean, I've
current-
seen this. I've seen this.
Yeah.
You've seen
Yeah,
it.
but you know.
But
You
you
don't
know what
count.
I mean.
You know what I mean, man.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is episode 8. this was the episode with Detective Tatsumi and the Shimada. They are playing air hockey. What's the name of the
56.
episode again?
It's 56.
Death Rally.
Death Rally.
Death Rally.
Yeah. This is so this is gonna be another 2-part episode that they were leading up to. They said that these were special guests, and we get the reveal that they are both murderers.
That's right.
And that's a kind of a big plot point because we haven't had people or guests. I was gonna say guests on the show. We haven't had
Celebrities.
guests.
Are they both murderers or just one of them?
Both of
They're
them.
both
They
murderers,
both are.
yeah.
But we haven't had people or characters on visit Kundekum that have committed murder and are like known murderers, which is a very grave.
Well, and even
crime.
Decium says, like, are you sure you want to send these guys to me? Like, I don't have any training. I don't have any experience with this. So it is a definite big deal for him to be judging these two.
Right. Because, I mean, I can imagine that if you commit murder, that is probably solid grounds for just going straight to the void.
Probably takes
But, I mean, I
a
don't know.
special arbiter to figure out,
Mm-hmm.
all the situations and extenuating circumstances around the said act.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. So what do you guys think? I mean, is like the act of revenge, which is what it kind of leads up to, is that justified in this case? Do you think that they'll be vindicated, or do you think that it's just like clear cut?
I'm not gonna comment on anything in the rest of this segment because often when I even start to talk about things,
It starts to spoil something.
I ramble and then I spoil it. So I'm not gonna say anything.
I don't know. Rolando, what are your thoughts on these two characters as of right now?
I mean, I have my opinion on what is going to happen, and I'll share that later. But I think what I can comment is that I think so. Like, we had the post-credit scene last episode was Nona asking for the favor to send these specific guests to Decim, and that's why we have Decim going like, what is this? Like, I've never had an experience judging murders, so and then this is clearly Nona, an acceleration of Nona's plan to see what implanting human emotions into an arbiter does in a situation where it's judging
Murderers.
more grave moral situations.
Yeah. I think the fact that the remote that he has is basically used as like a device to kind of bring out the most extreme circumstances in people. The fact that he doesn't have that as well, but he may still witness like these really extreme situations from the people. I think that's also another factor that's going to kind of lend to Decim kind of like second guessing things or really trying to come to understand what these people are feeling and thinking. I don't know. Alec, what do you think so far about the characters and their situation right now? Not what's gonna happen yet.
I think it was so. I mean, I'm gonna start out with just kind of my thoughts on the episode, I guess, and then I'll stop when it gets to what I think is gonna happen. So it started out. I really enjoyed the episode. When they were talking, I thought they said there's one murderer, so I went into it thinking that there was only one murderer, not both of them.
They
were
did.
murderers.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
said it after the credits.
Oh, then I just totally
You
forgot
probably
it or didn't
maybe
watch after the credits.
Didn't watch it or forgot. Yeah.
Oh, it might have been because I was at my parents' house, so when I watched it, I think. So, anyways, no. So I remember them. They were talking about the one murder. I thought that was a really cool kind of change, plot change. Just trying to see which one you think the murderer is, and then by the end of it, they both have motives, and so it's not this cut and dry. But now you're saying, both of them were. So I'm like, so that makes sense. As of like where they're at right now, what do you mean? What do you want to know?
No, I mean just like what you think of like about these characters so far.
I mean, I think it's definitely gonna, lend to building up Decim, right? And then I'm interested to see how the girl reacts. more so. And I think that's going to be like a big growing point for both of them. And so that'll be really interesting to see. But
that's what I was going to ask as well.
Most interested in seeing how she acts once we find out like what their motives were and why and what actually happened. And then how does he react based off of how she reacts to it. So, yeah.
Yeah,
That's where I'm
I
at.
think, yeah, I was kind of wondering what you guys' thoughts were on that as well. So the fact that Deckham had to ask for like a special case in order for her to view their histories, I think that's also a big decision as well, because that may come into part with Deckham's.
Well, she hasn't
Deckham's
seen
choices.
them yet, right? Because he said,
Yeah,
"I'll ask
no,
later."
The very end.
This is
yeah.
post credit
the
scene,
end.
so you probably that's probably why you didn't know
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were
so
both.
post credits,
Okay.
he gets the call and says, "All right, they're arriving shortly," and then
I see.
She gets the flashes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's
And
like,
she's
"Oh, they're
like-
both murderers."
She's
Okay.
like, "Nani the fuck? They're both
No, she actually
murderers?"
says
the
Nani the
Nani.
fuck. She
Wow.
goes,
She
"Nani
says
the
that
fuck?"
exactly.
Wow.
Nani the
That.
fuck?
What the
She
Nani?
said, exactly. That's what she said.
Nani the what?
Minions.
Wow. Okay. Well, that is a game changer right
Yeah.
there. I didn't know any of this. So now you're like blowing my mind here
Yeah.
a little bit. That's cool. So now I'm really interested knowing that she does get those memories. Now I want to know what the fuck she does and thinks. Especially with the fact that she has real human emotions, not implanted, like grown, born, incubated through a lifetime. So
Grown, yeah. Well then, should we, Rolando? Then what do you think is going to happen at this point after she receives their histories and their pasts, and what do you think is going to happen with her choice and how that may play a part?
All right. So I'm judging this based off of what we've seen through this episode, what they've shown us implicitly. And so I kind of think that, what is it? Shimada is the guy with the younger sister, right?
the guy with the knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy with the knife.
Mhm.
So they kind of hint with the detective guy that they're like, oh, he's still in this case. Like, why? Something about him letting a guy out on parole that's a repeat offender. And he was like even the one that caught him in the first place on his first offense. And then we've got some very eerily similar looking Shimada profiles under the kind of case
detectives.
reports.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of think that what happened is the detective let some guy out on parole, which was the guy that assaulted the Shimada's younger sister. And because like there's these circumstances that relate to this guy getting out, and then he assaults the sister, and his kind of statement that like the police wouldn't do anything about it. I have a feeling he ended up having a vendetta against the detective or the police officers involved with letting the guy out on parole, and that would be this detective. Was it Takuro or whatever his guy's name is?
Tatsumi.
Tatsumi.
Yeah.
I think he ends up trying to kill him, but he ends up killing the wife, and then the detective becomes, obsessed with finding his wife's killer, and then finds out it's this guy, and then goes to kill him.
I was thinking a little bit different. I definitely think, and I kind of agree. Like, I think that the detective actually killed Shimada, but I don't know if the Shimada killed the wife. I think it was this mistaken identity thing.
Could be, yeah.
I think it was probably that Shimada probably killed the other guy who got on parole. And then
He ends up
Shimada
being
probably
framed for killing someone else, and so he thinks that this guy is the murderer.
This guy, yes, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I think is Shimada the knife guy, right?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Shimada kills the detective.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Maybe.
So I was thinking he kills him, And then
They kill each other and
No, and then I was like, maybe because the detective goes crazy, he killed his wife. I was just like, I don't know. But then I was just thinking about that right
But
now.
the wife was
and
already
he went
dead.
crazy because his
Yeah.
wife died. Yeah, but
yeah, the wife was already dead, and
So, no,
that's why he like went
I thought
crazy
only
for
one of them
revenge,
died.
basically.
And so now that I have two of them died, I'm like trying to remember the whole episode and be like, fuck, if both of them or two of them, I thought only one was a murderer. Now I'm like, well, if both of them are murderers and we know that, fuck, how does this
Yeah.
change my idea? But I don't know. So maybe the police officer assaulted his sister, and then he killed
I
the police
don't
officer.
think so.
I don't know about that one.
I mean, like, I don't know.
Drew, can
I
we
don't
get a
know.
solid no on that one?
I still think that Shimada Knife Guy killed the detective. I'm sticking by that.
It's definitely that.
Yeah. He definitely
Oh, God.
assaulted the sister. No, I
Alec is
do think Knife Guy kills the detective. I'm gonna stick by that. I think he kills the detective, but
Which is interesting because I mean that actually could make sense too, because why else would he still have the knife on him when they both are going down? I feel like that could be like a strong tie to like their connection is that knife, and Shimada just has it because of reasons. I don't know, because he's like, because I mean, of course he doesn't remember like why he went down there or the fact that he has a knife on him, but I think the fact that he's trying to hide it too could play into the part that he might have killed Shimada.
Or
I mean, Tatsumi. The
it
Tatsumi.
could be
Shimada killed
that
Shimada.
it's the same guy.
My
This
brother.
repeat offender is the one that both killed the detective's wife and assaulted the sister, and they're both trying to kill this guy, and then they both
just
end up
miss.
meeting each other and like, oh, you're the one, and then they kill each other, and then it's
That's
a
kinda-
whole bunch of no you, and then
No, you. Yeah.
yeah, no
The
you,
I don't
Stab
think
me.
that.
no you.
I don't think it's going that way.
Stab.
No, you stab. That just sounds ridiculous,
Watch it happen.
right? We're like, oh, no, you. Stab.
I don't know, man. This
I
is
think
this is a good
Knife
one.
Guy
It's-
kills the
it's-
cop. Knife Guy kills the cop.
I'm glad this
Calling
is
that.
a two-parter, because this is it's such a good like place to stop like in between. I completely see like their reasoning behind this, because if this was only in one episode, I think that there's so much going on, especially with their pasts, that it would have happened way too fast. So I'm actually like really glad that they split this up.
Yep.
What a
Yeah,
good
me too.
show.
It's a good
This
show.
is a good show.
It's a good show.
I like this.
It's fun to rewatch it too, actually.
I could see that.
I'm sure you get to pick up on like some small things and
A lot of the subtle
little-
thing, and I haven't watched it for a long time, like I keep saying, and so it's like when I'm remembering it, like I didn't remember these particular episodes, but now that I watch it, I'm like, oh, I remember what happens, and yeah, it's like it's cool to pick up on some of their interactions and things as they go through the trial and whatnot. It's fun.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, this is a very good show. It's going high up there on the list. I like it. Any final thoughts? Anything else you
Can't
have
wait
to
for next
say?
week when we can talk about it.
Oh, they're gonna commit murder again.
What's gonna happen?
Double
Double homicide.
Double homicide post mortem, dude.
Oh man.
They're gonna find out they're puppets after they stab each other.
Mind blown.
And then
All
the
right.
and then the Kappa boys come down the elevator. You
Oh
have
my God.
3 special guests this time. And then they pose.
They
Hey,
just
Roscoe, you
stab in
wanna-
it.
you
They
wanna
just suck
Yeah,
out
yeah,
his.
start
Hitting the
dabbing.
desk?
They just suck on his butt.
Start
It's
dabbing
like, oh,
down
you
the
have a
elevator.
special power in your bar? Well, we also have a special power. He's like,
I hope
starts
you like
sweating.
love. Well, speaking about those 3 boys, let's move into our happy hour. Sarazanmai episode 8. What was the name of the episode?
I
Count
want
to
to
Connect, but
connect.
won't see you again, or something like that. Or we
But-
won't see each other again.
Something like that.
Something like that. You guys all watched this, right? Because this
Yep.
is also another spoiler-heavy episode.
What happened, Mark?
Well,
Oh,
I'll
it's
tell
spoilers.
you.
You can't tell you.
Oh
Well,
no!
spoilers. So yes, again, if you haven't watched it, or if you want to watch it, timestamps.
At least
down
it's been
below.
out more
Yeah,
than like
it's-
30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, so
They've had time.
Toy is leaving. Toy leaves the Bros. We find out more
Later,
about the
bros.
past between the connection between Kazuki and Toy. More about Enta's jealousy and
Why are
Enta's
you laughing?
I
sacrifice.
just read the script for the next part.
Oh.
A shield.
Yeah, for Shield, bro.
Yes, and Enta's sacrifice down at the end. That was sort of unexpected, but I could also see it happening. I saw it playing out, especially when Enta met with the robber chicken dude. I was like, oh,
robber
he's
chicken
gonna fucking sacrifice
The
himself.
robber chicken.
Robot
no, he
chicken?
What,
wasn't
a robber-
He was
robber chicken?
the robber chicken. He was like a gang member chicken guy. What
The
was
guy
that-
who
what was that guy's
He
deal?
okay. So I have an explanation
Can
for that.
you, please, thank you.
So-
Saki
so loud.
from
He's-
Zombieland.
So he's part.
Tori.
I think. Well, he calls to Toy's brother. He says, "I'm gonna get revenge for my older brother," is how they translated it. But like they just use the word. He says the word aniki, which like could mean
Gang
an
member.
older brother, but
Yeah.
it could also refer to how
like
like gang members like reference like the top guy, like they call him like
Mark,
aniki.
it's like Frankie and his boys at Water 7.
Oh, dude.
Aniki! They start crying.
Aniki.
So
They all got destroyed by Luffy and Sanji, Zoro, and Chopper.
but
Anyway, sorry.
yeah, so he's
Let's
trying to get
move on.
revenge on Toy's brother because he's the one, like technically Toy is the one that shot the guy, but Chikai is the one that takes the fall for it. And that was the leader of the Seagull gang that Chikai was,
Oh, they're
in
seagulls.
cahoots with. Yeah. So they
Oh.
were seagulls from that episode of Toy's past. And so the call he was making wasn't a chicken call, it was a seagull cry. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Aniki!
Alright.
Yeah.
Thank you for clearing that up because I totally
Got him.
thought he was a chicken. I thought he was like,
Oh, we're gonna sing the drive-in Tori song again?
Tori driving. Are you gonna sing it for us?
Are you gonna sing
Got
it?
it?
I don't remember the words.
Something yakitori, something.
Yeah, yakitori. That's the only part in
Yakitori
the barbecue grilled chicken, man.
Could you at least do Yamada Tai's part?
There we go. We gotta have that come back later for the end.
Man.
Sing it again for us later.
Tori.
All right. Well, thank you for clearing that up, Rolando, because I was completely confused and lost.
It's pretty funny though.
But yeah, it was funny. So let's get back. So I have a question, or I guess something I wanted to talk about. Kazuki and Toy's relationship versus Kazuki and Enta. This was something like this is like a relationship that has like been kind of like building up to in previous episodes is Kazuki and Enta.
It's a love triangle.
Sort of. I don't know if I think Toy's connection to them is more that he like wants to be a part of like a family.
I mean, it's a
And he felt
triangle
that
with an
with
open
Kazuki and Enta?
corner. Because
go. Yeah,
Toei
that makes sense.
and Kazuki to no Enta, Kazuki, Toei, and then Toei to his brother.
I mean, I
Minus
think
the wanna
Toy's
have sex
connection
part.
to the other two is still very strong. I think it's more like a familial connection.
Yeah, it's just
Um,
trying to, because like he didn't really have any friends, I guess, right?
He
He's
didn't
just-
have friends or
Well, he didn't
like,
really
his
have a
older brother was-
childhood. He was
Yeah.
just kind
Right.
of instantly promoted to, you know,
I killed a man.
like life gets real quick when you
When you
kill
walk in a
somebody.
tunnel and you follow your brother and you have to murder
Yeah.
a guy.
Yeah.
Like Toy's connection
she gets
to
fast.
Kazuki
She
is
gets
just
real.
basically like giving him his love of soccer.
Yes.
Well, and what's actually interesting about some of the imaging in the show, you can actually see like where their love lies, right? So,
On their
sleeve. on their not on their sleeve, on their cell phone. On
They
their
hold
cell
their hearts
phone
on their
cases.
sleeves.
No, but like the imaging of their cell phone cases, it like demonstrates like kind of the love of what they want. So Toy has Soba on his screen case or on his phone case, and he wants to go back to like that family, you know, the roots of like where his family, where they're all happy together. Enta has soccer. He wants, you know, the relationship and the golden duo,
Golden combi.
with
The golden
with Kanbi.
combi.
And then Kazuki's kind of out there a little bit. He still has the Sarah chicks
Thing.
Kappa little thing, and that because of his love for his brother, and also I guess trying to want that kind of complete family, as we saw with his
He wants
kind of fucked up
connections.
situation. So it's like some of the imaging in this show is just really good, but it also shows kind of where their love lies. And going back to that sort of love triangle or whatever you want to call it, I think that kind of represents it pretty well.
Kazuki's kind of a
Phone
shitty
cases.
character.
The
I hate
sleeve.
Kazuki.
of
He's such
2019.
Yeah.
he's such a little shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like absolutely. And I didn't really think about it. But what you said last week about him like dressing as a girl and like that outfit that he's wearing,
It's
he
really
looks like
pronounced right now.
he looks like especially in this episode, like super girly. And
Yeah.
it's just like it's kind of weird. I don't really like his character. I like the other characters a lot, but he's like an annoying little shit.
Like Enta, like
Yeah.
might be annoying how
Yeah.
he's doing things, but he's at least like very like honest and straightforward.
The one thing,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
the one thing I did like actually was when Kazuki was like, "I'm done with you," to Enta. I was like, "Oh," because I was actually kind of just getting sick of Enta being a fucking little baby child. Like, I'm gonna take
mean-
these plates. I mean, they
I
are little
could-
baby children, but it's like it was just
I can-
irritating. So I was like, they both need to grow up.
I can see where Enta was coming from though. Like it's been
Yeah.
kind of like bothering him that Kazuki's been like focusing so much attention on Toei, and like he like obviously would get
Neglecting
jealous.
his-
Yeah, he's been neglecting his like bro that's been there
Best
for
friend.
him.
Bro.
And like I can see like they're 14, like of course Enta's gonna get jealous, and so like when Kazuki like flipped that switch and was like, "I'm fucking done with you," I was just like, "Dude, you're a fucking piece of shit."
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like, so Kazuki has just been so oblivious for most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like with his
The
like,
whole with
family
Haruka thing,
situation,
yeah.
He's
like-
driven like
Yeah.
by what he wants to do, and he's like super selfish that way, and he's
That's
super
what it is,
driven
yeah.
by that, and is so oblivious to everything else that's happening around it, and it's like super frustrating.
What I was thinking though is it's really frustrating that Enta doesn't realize. It's like, dude, he doesn't notice. Like, he actually is oblivious. Move the fuck on. You're gonna get mad when you've
Well,
dealt with this the whole
think
time.
about the relationship that you had when you were like 14.
No,
It's-
I
it's
know, but
it's
I'm not
as
thinking
simple as
about it like that. It's just like, this is why I don't always like shows where they're super young. That's, I don't,
Yeah.
it's just like,
It's hard to relate to them.
like, I get
Yeah.
it. I was there, but can you just not,
Yeah.
please?
It's hard, frustrating.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially like the relationships that are being built upon in this show specifically too. It's like we have like Reo and Mabu who are pretty, I don't know, there's like a lot of like arguments on Twitter for some reason that it's like, yeah, no, this is a gay couple. Like these guys were absolutely in love with each other and like sacrificed everything for each other.
I think so.
But like people are, you know, like unsure about that. And then especially when it comes to like Enta and Kazuki, where they're like, you know, teens, I guess, preteens, who are kind of starting to understand like their feelings and like Enta's feelings for Kazuki. Of course, like they're gonna, you know, make the wrong decisions and kind of be selfish in some aspects as well. So I think that that's also another big thing that this show is doing well too. It's like they're kind of portraying like these really complicated relationships to each other, and especially in situations that aren't very easy to come across or
Yeah.
to explain.
And then for Kazuki, it takes moments of serious trauma for him to realize what the fuck is wrong with him.
Yeah,
You know, like
yes,
Haruka almost getting isekai'd, and then Enta taking a fucking bullet. You know what? I bet you Kazuki wouldn't even take a grenade for him.
Oh shit.
Oh,
You know the
Mr.
one thing though.
Worldwide.
Then if we're gonna say that this show portrays a lot of these relationships really well, there are people that are like that. That is like actual people are that way, or they have such trauma in their life, or they feel these things where they just they hide from it, and so it's like we can be frustrated by it, but then we should just be as frustrated by the other people. It's like he's annoying, but he has his reasons for it, and they're portraying that very well. So
yeah, no, that's true. That's very true.
For
very,
argument's sake.
For
You can hate on him, but there are people like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Um.
It's a good show though.
No, I think
like it.
I think it's it. Yeah.
If it
This
can
is
evoke
a
emotions,
lot
it's a
of
good show.
a lot of good writing. So I wanted to come back again to what is this? Enta. Rolando, I think you put this Enta and Rayo's similar looks, and then their circumstances with the kind of like the final part of this episode, as well as what we've learned about Rayo's character and his sacrifice that he made, or basically like what his situation is right now, because he's basically an empty doll, as what Mabu like refers to him as, but Mabu still has like this emotional attachment and like hopes that he's gonna get better or become normal again. But I don't know, what were you thinking about like Rayo and Enta right now?
Well, I thought it was like they really made Enta look very similar to Rayo at the end when he's lying in Kazuki's arms. Like just like because their hairstyle has always been similar, and they both wear glasses, and so like they kind of mirror each other in the kind of like tragedy of their relationships with their partners. So it's like Enta's kind of like this, I guess, tragic like one-sided love for Kazuki, and then it takes him dying. We don't know if he's dead, but like in falling into a serious life or death situation, for Enta to kind of realize for Kazuki to realize like what Enta is to him.
He's Erwin.
And then it seems like from what we've seen of Rayo and Mabu, Mabu seems kind of like this very like frivolous, like oblivious person, and it took like Rayo almost dying for him to like get really shaken up, and so they kind of have these similar circumstances in like their tragedies, and they look similar, so I felt like that was intentional.
They're both selfish.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Yeah, they're both kind of selfish and don't realize like what they had until like it was lost or almost gone. In this case, no, I think that's a good.
And they would
connection.
do anything to get it back. I mean, one's dressing up like a girl, the other's
Turning people into
otters.
fucking-
Soya.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't get any music or
I was sad
villain
about
of the
that.
week. This is the shaking things up already.
Yeah.
It,
It's too bad.
Spares my head from waking up with the song stuck in it. Like
You wanted that, and you know it.
I like it, but man, it's a lot. It's always there. It's haunting me.
Yeah, this was a week where I didn't go like a full day just like thinking about the
Soya.
So yes, yeah.
It's too bad that they don't know.
Utterly unbelievable.
It's too bad that these otter boys don't know that they only have 4 plates.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that's true.
Yeah. I was wondering
Where
if
is
he
it?
was gonna say something as he walked away.
He's like, hey,
Wait,
that's not all
by
the plates.
way.
You need another.
12, by the way.
And now the dude is
Wait.
frozen, and now the bro is frozen because
Yeah,
because
Kappa Prince, bro.
what's her name was just like,
Sarah.
oh, achoo.
Sada.
Got
She
him.
accidentally
frozen
kicks him
now.
into the fucking
Yeah.
freezing machine.
Debated him.
I know that was like, I think that
Debated
was
it.
meant to be kind of comedic, and it was just like a scene, but I was like, fucking god
They
damn
did
it,
say-
it
How do we
made
know
me
that
so
she's not
angry.
actually bad?
She could be.
They did say one thing that was important in that scene. It's when he's talking about Enta and Ray. It's like, oh, I didn't think that we'd see those two again. So there's obviously holds some place of important significance for both the Otter Soya and the Kappas.
Yeah, well, not only that, but we kind of, I think that also kind of signifies that the Kappa bro and Sara's relationship is actually a lot.
Deep, bro.
Yeah, it goes a lot deeper than just him kind of loving Sara, because it's like, wait, now she actually knows about the Kappa Kingdom and the otters. So how much is she actually involved in?
Well, I think
in
she's a
everything?
Kappa
she's a
too, 'cause,
Kappa.
like,
She's a Kappa.
She's the one who she
Yeah.
escapes from.
She is a
She
Kappa.
turns into
She
like
is one.
of those similar ones like him when she gets out of
Yeah.
the stuff.
I
with
actually
Tori.
thought that the other Kappa thing that was with her was him
No.
in this episode.
No, wait.
That's what I was
Wait.
thinking.
No.
So you know how that she always has that little Kappa thing
Yeah.
with her? I thought that was the Kappa that the boys are
Maybe.
talking to.
Well,
the
when
Kappa Prince, there
when
we go.
she was escaping
Yeah.
from like the phone booth, she turned.
She
into
was
a,
turning into one of those. Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
and she kept
But
slipping
then
under
there's
and going,
always
"I'm
another
here
one
now."
that's with her on the on TV show.
it's probably him.
It could be him. Maybe it's
Yeah.
her.
Yeah,
Maybe
she
she's
splits
there.
into two.
Splits.
Yeah.
She performs mitosis and like,
Hey,
splits
green
off.
screens,
She-
guys. She just films it twice. Okay, once is the Kappa, and then once is the
The female
normal.
Kappa.
Yeah. The girl.
Are you okay?
I was like, what do I say she is now? Because she is a Kappa. Deesh.
Man,
And she
this
always
is a
says
good show,
dish.
though. Honestly, I was not expecting such good writing out of the show. I was actually gonna be like really okay with the show just being like kind of weird and quirky and like
Buttholes.
have some like good plot
I
points.
mean, you love
but
buttholes, so.
I mean,
Oh.
it's the buttholes are apparent, and it's
Yes,
that
apparently.
villain
The
villain of
buttholes
the
are
week
apparent.
thing. It's good.
Apparently,
Apparently.
It's apparently buttholes every
Apparently
week.
they're
It's
apparent.
crazy.
Oh wow.
Sorry,
Oh.
sorry.
This is a wholesome show, guys.
It's a wholesome
Yeah,
show.
okay.
Please stop bringing in buttholes into the show.
No.
Thanks.
it's okay, guys. It's Pride Month.
There we go. Yes, you are correct. It is Pride Month.
It is.
All right.
Not wrong.
Last words, last thoughts, anything, or we move on.
They're all gonna die.
Then we move on to.
okay.
Let's move
Well
on.
then.
Well,
You don't get
let's
to hear
move
my
on
reasons.
to Shield Hero. We finally get that
Some vindication.
satisfying trial. Oh my god, this is, I can't believe I didn't get to this point in the manga, because I know you brought this up before, Rolando, and you're like, oh, apparently she gets hers at some point, and I can't believe I didn't get to this point. Man, so Malty is her real name, or
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
Finally gets to face trial. And
Monty.
the queen
Yeah.
is like,
A
nah,
badass."
y'all are fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
you need to pay for this shit. But you know, the queen was still nice about it.
To an extent.
well, no. To an extent, she was nice
To an
about
extent.
it. But
Well, she was gonna sacrifice herself or try to give herself up to save them.
despite how
but-
fucking
Stupid.
messed up they are, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you,
Yeah.
so like we have mine. The queen has to put a temporary slave pact on her.
Yeah.
So
To
that
not
she will
lie.
tell the truth. And her reasoning is Malty is a pathological liar, so we have to do this. That was her reasoning.
Yeah, and
So
Motoyasi.
though.
I saw. I'm not watching this. I saw so many memes with that exact line. It's like it has like Naofumi, and it shows like her like screaming. It's like we have to do this because she's a fucking pathological liar.
I love though that Motoyasi is still like, no, this can't be true. And they're like, all right, then
Dude's
you
so
form the
oblivious.
pact. It's like, oh shit, that's true.
And then he
Like, are
just
you
becomes
this
such
dumb?
a piece of shit afterwards, and you're just like, oh, you played me, bitch, and then he just
Yeah.
like turns his
Yeah, when
face
she's
and
like,
about
help
to
me,
get fucking
help me.
guillotined.
Yeah, help me,
She's
help
about to
me.
be
And he's like,
decapitated. He's like, nah.
nah, bruh. And then
What
he's
we
like,
had
let's go to
wasn't
the
real.
party. Come on, guys, let's go to the party.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the only type of idiot, that character that could just be like, hey man, I mean, I know I treated you like shit and never stood up for you, but you know, we're buds again, right?
Well, the best part too was
Buds.
in the courtroom. They're like on trial, and he's like, "What are they even going to trial for?" And then now Fumi's like, "Really, like."
And then he's just like,
What?
yeah, well, now Fubi raped her. and then she's like, all right, well, did he assault
Did
you?
he- and she-
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
That can't be true. It totally happened. Yeah, I didn't. He did do it.
It was so good, man. So good. I
Oh,
mean, this was so well deserved.
It's just oh man.
Do you think they should have died though?
No, I don't think they deserve to die. But
Do you
Yeah,
think
I
it's
don't think
gonna
they
cause
deserve to die
problems in the
either.
future though? I think the king deserves to die. I think the king deserves to die.
I feel like the king might still be an issue because he probably
I
feels
think-
like it's the same. Like his family is destroyed through this.
I mean,
I think he
both
was more
them
of a
deserve to die.
pawn.
Yeah, like they were still
Yeah.
pawns. Mine is
Yeah.
definitely more of a conniver because she was really trying to freaking kill off Melty and become the queen of the
Yeah.
kingdom.
That's so. I
Well,
mean,
she was
that's why I think
also-
she legitimately deserved to die. And then the king,
Yeah,
I think, deserves to die because he's like, nah, fuck the shield. Still, he ruined my family. It's like, all right.
Yeah, she was all. Mine was
Crazy old
also
man.
like kind of responsible for almost killing the
Everything.
sword and the
Yeah.
bow and arrow dude, archer dude,
I
Bow
think
and arrow, dude.
boner dude,
The boner, dude. Nice.
I think
boner.
mine is just such a piece of shit that no matter what,
Nice.
she's just gonna be an annoying character.
Yeah.
But the fact that she actually turned to Naofumi and begged him to save her
With that,
was
Yeah.
just with that
with
fucking
the face, where her eyes should be cross-eyed and there's drool coming out.
the face like a
Well, like
total
eyebrow.
degenerate.
The henty face.
I thought it was like, man, could you get any lower? This is great. I
Yeah,
was laughing.
That's why I felt like it was so like well deserved. It was like really like now you're like groveling for his help, which is
And-
I mean it's nice that now Fumi was willing to save them.
The fact-
and gave him new names.
The fact, so the
Nice.
the new names, like, did you see her face? Like after, like when all of that was happening, he's like, "Well, your
gonna
name's
be
gonna be
bitch."
bitch, and then your adventurer name is gonna be slut."
Bitch.
And like the
slut.
face she was making was like, the face like she had like she was like blushing
yeah.
kind of, and
Like
it was just
the,
like, this chick is messed up in the head.
I'm embarrassed because
She's like,
it's
"Oh,
true.
he saved me, and now he's calling me
Yeah.
slut." It's just like there's
Yeah.
something wrong with you in the head.
Oh yeah,
She's probably gonna
absolutely.
have
Now-
some
now
sort
I
of weird
feel-
obsession with him now.
I was gonna say like now I feel like she's gonna have some sort of like savior complex like
Oh god.
And Mojiyasu is
him.
gonna be like, I just want to go to the party.
I fucking hate her.
no.
Yeah.
Man,
I hate Spear Bro too. He's fucking annoying.
Yeah, he's just
He's
stupid.
He
just
is.
an idiot.
At least Ren and
I mean, the-
Itsuki,
Yeah.
at least they can somewhat think for themselves,
My-
even though they're just as dumb.
My least
The
hated
Kirito
of
and-
the of the three is Sword Bro.
Ren.
Yeah, because like when he got called out, he was like, "Oh fuck, I didn't know." But when Bow and Arrow got called out, he's like, "No,
I was saving
I
him from a
helped
despot.
them. No, I don't believe you." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, God, you idiot! Go look, you moron."
That's good. That's good. I like
Yeah.
that, Drew. That's the one. That's the face.
Yeah, that one.
So good,
It's in chat.
man. I mean, I really hope it doesn't. I mean, I kind of actually see that it happens. But I hope it doesn't turn into like mine is like obsessing over now Fumi and Motoyasu is just still
totally.
fucking clueless.
She's gonna be. You can just totally tell that she's that type of degenerate character.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
shit garbage.
Sounds like my kind of hot garbage, if you know what I mean.
That's why I don't know why you're not watching this show, man.
Yeah.
It's an isekai. He's not gonna watch it.
I mean, he watched one Isekai Sarazanmai.
Oh, poor Haruka.
Sada, sada, sada.
I mean, do they not get isekai'd every episode? Taken into another world?
There's not enough buses or trucks involved.
Truck-coon.
Too much butt.
Not enough truck-coon.
Too much butt.
All
Yeah.
right, let's
Yeah.
let's move it on along
You know what?
here.
You know what? Let's
move
keep
on.
talking
So,
about this
enough
because
about-
just because he
enough
can't
about
doesn't mean
Shield.
we can't. Not drinking, we'll talk about what we want, dick.
Strong words there.
I'm contributing.
No. No.
All right. All right. Yeah. So let's move on from Shield Hero. Any other shows that you guys are watching or may have dropped or picked up?
Another good one from Bakano. I know.
Oh,
we're not
you
gonna
watching
talk
week
about-
week to week?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was gonna watch a few episodes yesterday, but I actually started watching Devilman Crybaby,
Yeah.
and I got up to
It
like
won so
episode
many
6.
awards. It must be great.
It's good, man. It's actually
It's
really good.
good? Okay.
I'm actually really glad I didn't watch this at work because there's a lot of like boobs
Seemed kind of
and
weird
sex,
just by the
drugs,
animation
and rock and roll.
itself.
Right.
Sex,
Yeah.
drugs,
I was
and
gonna
rock
watch Devilman because there's so much hype behind it.
and roll. Yeah, a lot.
It's pretty cool. The art style is like actually like very
Weird.
different. Yeah, just from like the previews that I saw, it's different. But it's cool. It's actually a pretty good show. I think I like it. Yeah, I can see why
I'll
like it got a
pick
lot
it-
of
I'll
hype,
check
but
it out.
I don't know
Mark,
if it was.
finish
You
Like,
don't know
it,
about
rate
anime
it,
of
and
the
then-
year?
I'll rate it,
Then I'll
alright.
make my decision.
You don't know
Yeah,
about
I don't know
anime
about-
of the year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can kind of already see what's gonna happen, but maybe there's some crazy twists. going on.
You got to finish it and then compare it to Violet because that was our anime of the year, right?
Yeah.
it was.
Let's
All right.
Let's compare them.
I will
That's
do
your
that.
that's your homework, Mark. I'm giving you homework.
Are you still
Oh.
watching Demon Guy?
Oh, Demon Slayer? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This week's episode was really cool.
It was really
Their
cool.
use of CGI in the show is actually really, really well done.
It is, yeah. It's better than the Shield Bros use with the big chomper guy in the last episode.
God.
And he's like,
Oh, the thing straight out of Madoka.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Looked like a chomper
Yeah, no,
from fucking Mario from Nintendo.
Like the switch of CGI like versus the 2D animation is really, really good in this show. There's a point in this latest episode where what's the fucking main guy's name?
Demon Man.
Demon Man.
Brown haired, blue Obi wearing motherfucker.
The dude with the Hanafuda earrings, Tanjiro. There we go.
Tanjiro. Yeah. that's
Yeah.
it.
So like, there's a scene where Tanjiro is like facing off against all the Tama balls, and it switches to him being CGI, and like all his movements are like really quick.
Was it in the
that
house?
scene? Yeah, it was in the house. Yeah, that scene was like completely CGI, but it was
Yeah.
like flawless. I thought it was really,
really
really
good.
well done.
Yeah.
And
agree.
there's a couple other scenes in this episode and well throughout the series. But yeah, I think that this show is just amazing. It's really cool to watch.
And I'm as they move on, I'm liking the sister character more. Her character's like growing without ever actually saying anything, and it's just kind of really cool. I'm curious why she keeps flashing to that other image of the doctor and the guy to something else.
That's her family.
Right.
That's
That's what I was.
I think that's her mom.
Her mom.
And her, or I think that's her mom.
Yeah,
That's
I was
what wanna
like,
say.
is it like, did they turn into demons too, or something? So it's.
I think it's more along the
just
lines
sees
of
them in it.
she sees like the human characteristics and she sees those in like other people, and that's why she wants to protect other people
Must
or
protect.
humans, I should say. Must protect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was what the guy did his like
His subconscious
yes
hypnotism.
hypnotism. There we go. Yes.
Whatever while she slept. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good show
Yeah.
though. Good show.
It is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely worth a watch. I threw up a picture of last week's
threw
beer
up?
with
sorry,
with
threw
a
up a picture, dude.
of,
That's pretty-
Kimetsu no
pretty
Yaiba. I
intense.
did not throw it up. I threw it up on Instagram.
Throw up
So it's
on
on
it.
Instagram. You guys need to grow up.
No, I refuse.
No.
No.
No, you.
Yeah.
Man,
Works like
this is a
fucking
wild
guys.
episode.
No, you stab. No, you stab.
There's a lot going on.
No, you stab.
This is a wild episode. You guys need to
It's
calm
101. It's our 100th and 1st episode.
Yeah.
It's 100
100th.
and one.
I was trying to
101
think of how to say that. I was trying to think of how to say that. It's
101st.
101th is better. But I was like, how do I want to say it?
101th Dalmatians.
I was like, how do I want to say this in a way that's like more fun? And that's all I came up with.
It's
Right,
good. You
right.
generated a new meme, so
It did.
101. That's
The
the one I was thinking
101th.
of.
I was thinking the 101.
101 int.
One int. Yeah.
All right.
God.
Well, any other shows you guys are watching? Anything else worth mentioning?
Nope.
Okay, then let's move on to our final segment.
Nah.
We got closing housekeeping, news, announcements, what have you. First up on here, new Sound Euphonium anime takes Kumiko into her 3rd year. Is this the 3rd
Hey.
season, 4th season, 3rd and a half? Because there's like
3rd
3
season.
movies.
The 3 movies. So one movie
I haven't
is
seen the movies yet. I gotta watch them.
the first movie is a summary of the first season. Second movie is a summary of the second season, and the third movie that just came out is a completely new content.
I need to watch that. 'Cause I watched the first movie and I was like, I don't know why I'm watching this.
That's coming out stateside in July, I think.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, I
wanna
like
watch it.
this show. It's a really good show. It's
Yeah, it is.
It's
I need to
really
watch the
really well
movies.
drawn.
Are the movies good?
We
Are they good, guys?
did you just
Watch
tune us
them.
out at the
Yeah.
last minute?
Yeah, I did. I was doing something on my iPad.
I mean,
Are they good though?
well, the first movie.
Hey,
is
how
a
are the
recap
movies, guys?
of-
Yeah. Are they good?
I
I heard the
don't
first
know
one was a repeat.
How well they're received.
I heard the first one was a repeat, and that was all I heard. And then I moved on.
The first 2 are recaps of the seasons, and then
Oh,
the third
I see.
one is the
New content.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Nice, La.
Yeah, no, I've heard the third one. The third movie is good, and I want to watch it. Hopefully, we can watch it and do a review on that next month. All right, we got a lot of Love Live news here, Rolando.
Yeah.
Before you get into this, did
Pull
you guys
yourself
get
together.
tickets?
We
Yes,
did.
Mark and I got
We
tickets.
did get tickets.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
we're
so
going
we will be
Saturday.
Saturday, yep, for Anime Expo. We'll be seeing Aqua. That'd be cool. I'm excited. So this will be my first first concert. That'd be
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
you gonna know what to do, Mark. You know when to wave the sticks and.
No,
and
I'm
how
just
to-
gonna
how to
find
sing all
out.
the stuff.
fucking crazy, dude.
We'll find out.
You're gonna have people next
I'm
to you
just
like,
gonna
what
go
the
wild.
fuck are you
Well,
doing?
Don't panic, Mark, because you might disrespect
We'll prep
some
them.
hardcore weebs.
We'll prep them.
Please.
Dude,
I
you're
know
gonna
what
get
to
people
do.
flashing you dirty looks like, the fuck are you doing?
You just
Well,
disrespected.
You're on the wrong color.
You just
We-
disrespected my mother.
We got tickets to the standing room only. The
Yeah.
floor, the general admission floor. So there's no seats, just a whole pack of people with glow sticks.
Standing for
It's
3
sweaty.
hours.
It's gonna
Sweating.
smell.
Sweaty, bunch of
Yeah.
sweaty dudes,
gonna
man. It's gonna be
smell.
great. I'm excited.
yeah, you are. Yeah,
I'm
you're
really
ready to
excited.
get
That's the full.
soaked.
That's the
But
full experience.
We're gonna be
man.
Take
real
your,
fucking
take-
close to the stage though, because that
Take
venue
your
is small.
emergency. Take your emergency before and after, so you don't get the crud.
I'm just gonna
Be
bring
sure
a
to
stick
high
of
five as
deodorant
many
and be
people
like,
as you
yeah,
can.
take this.
High five as many people as you can to make sure that you get an immunity to all the germs. You gotta expose yourself.
So
smart.
What you need to do, Mark, is I know you've been watching the Bang Dream like voice actresses and like all of their content. You
Yeah.
should start watching some of the Aqua content.
Yeah, I want to. The Bang Dream stuff is really good. It's really funny. All the VAs are
Don't watch
really
any of it. You
entertaining
don't
to
need
watch.
to.
All right.
Got it.
All right. Rolando, we got a lot of news here.
Let's go.
So go for it. Muse reunites in 2020. That was
Yeah.
a big one that I heard.
So there was a live stream of a bunch of announcements for the 9th anniversary of Love Live. Believe it or not, Love Live kicked off in 2010. And so that's when Muse first debuted. And so Muse hasn't been active as a group since 2016. And
Isn't it long?
yeah, it's been that long.
Wow.
So they are reuniting for this 9th anniversary Love Live Festival
And it feels
in
so good.
January 2020. And so they will be performing there with Aqua, Saint Snow, and Perfect Dream Project, the new kind of unit that's being developed. And It's yeah. Basically, this will be the first time the 9 Muse voice actresses will be performing since their final Love Live in 2016.
Very cool.
That's cool. We've got Saint Snow. Will be releasing their first single and be joining the After School Activity arcade game, on the Aqua side. And then the fourth single, Aqua's fourth single, titled Mitaiken Horizon, will be released September 25th, 2019. That is the one where Hanamaru won the center elections. So she will be the center and soloist for that song. And then, so Aqua School Idol Festival All-Stars collab single Kokoro Magic A to Z will be releasing October 30th. And because they are releasing a collaboration single, it does confirm that what they're saying, which is All-Stars, the new All-Stars game is coming out in fall 2019.
Oh, that's when it is. Cool. Not to be confused with the what is it, Popipa A to Z? Is that
When
is that
did
who does
Muse
it?
break?
Oh yeah, was it theirs or was that Pastel
I think
Palettes?
I think it might be Pastel. Yeah.
Whatever. They're just Bang Dream song that has like almost the exact same name, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it is A to Z.
We've got so there's that Shadowverse collaboration elections for single or center single, and that song Yoshiko is confirmed to be the center and image girl for that collaboration. There will be new School Idol Festival Aqua collaboration subunit singles that will be coming out. So you will be getting more Guilty Kiss, Azalea, and Ciaron songs. Then we have announced a 2020 live tour for, it just says Love Live Sunshine Live Tour 2020. So they don't specifically say Aqua. So it's going to be interesting to know what that means. So it's like they could be the headliners, but like could we be seeing more special guests, because I know Saint Snow has been touring with them recently. So like Saint Snow could be doing more stuff. Maybe, I don't know if they're going to try and tie Perfect Dream Project into that. Maybe Muse will show up for a couple concerts. We don't know.
Maybe that'd be cool.
And then we've got, so we recently talked about how the Perfect Dream Project subunits were decided, and there were name suggestions that were being asked. So the finalists for these have showed up that can be voted on. And let me just open this up real quick. So for the quartet subunit, the finalists that can be voted on are Kasuminzu, and then it says Kakogari, which is like temporary. I don't know why they chose that one, because it has temporary in the name. Minatama, Mofu Pecan,
I like pecans.
Moyururiri, Flap Fluffy,
Flap
Flap Fluffy.
That's a good one.
Pompon, Q Pids, Q-Pids.
Wait, did you say Pom Pom Kimochi?
No.
Pomp, kimochi cupids.
And Quartz, but the A is a 4.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow.
That's important, for sure.
Quaff.
That's
Internet's
probably
going
gonna be the one. And then for the trio, we've got 2U, UR, Uster, Sana Yume, Azuna, Dramatic Hour, Dream Girls, and Shoujo. I'm probably
Shoujo.
gonna vote for something like 2U, because that is very similar to the name I suggested, which was With You. So I'll vote for the similar one. And then for the duo, we've got Fruver, I Seeker, Love Morning, So Luna, Eileen, App Rouge, Beat Cats. Oh, that's kind of mean. And Diver Diva. I'm probably gonna go something with like Love Morning or Eye Seeker because that was kind of similar to what I suggested. But yeah, I'm disappointed that the quartet didn't select mine.
What was
But-
yours? The quartet?
Via Lattea, which is Milky Way in Italian.
Milk.
Vanilla latte.
Vanilla latte. Why can't I see this? I can't open this up.
You can't?
No, it won't let me enlarge these pictures.
Rip.
Rip
Yeah,
boy.
right. Well.
Well, last bit of news, Love Live news, was the Perfect Dream Project girls will be having their first live December 14th and 15th this year
Nice.
Where is that?
Sooner than expected.
in Japan. I didn't
By the
clarify
Tokyo
where.
Dome, boy.
It's
Tokyo
not going to be
Dome?
at Tokyo Dome.
The
That
Tokyo Dome, boy.
definitely
They have a
not.
ship in there?
It's gonna be at where's the place the the Zombieland takes place? Saga. It's gonna be in Saga.
It's going to be in
Saga.
Saga.
Maybe. That's cool though. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, yeah. It's 2020. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Although this concert's in 2019. But
Yeah,
2020,
but 2020,
Aqua-
let's do it.
Aqua Live Tour.
Aqua, possible Muse. If they start announcing shows with Muse, that'd be so crazy.
Oh, man. That would be nuts.
Yeah.
When did Muse break up? They got back together?
These are
They didn't
2016?
really break up, but they
wanted to do other shit.
they
Yeah.
stopped
Just do Love
performing
Live
lives in 2016.
That's crazy. I didn't realize it was that long ago.
Yeah. They're like, we want to do things that aren't just Love Live.
Are they gonna make more music for
I mean-
for movies like they did for Twilight?
This is why I put that in the script, Mark, so that people didn't
Yeah.
reference the band Muse.
It's not like Muse.
I know who it is, but it's too hard.
Big oof.
It's
Big
too
oof.
hard. It's too hard to pass up on. Too hard. It's too hard.
Oh you. Oh you.
To you.
All right. Well, that wraps up the Love Live news. We got a couple other things on here. I did not read this. Japanese government asked for opinions on anime industry conditions. Yes, please. I feel like that's
we
much
talk
needed.
about this a lot.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
please regulate the fucking industry so that
Like-
people don't die.
Yeah.
Wait, people have died? People are getting stressed out, not getting paid for months
people
of
commit
work, of overtime
suicide?
work?
Oh.
Holy shit. Maybe you should do something about this.
Let's wait till a few more people die and then we'll think about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a huge industry that
And then we'll
absolutely
survey
needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like absolutely needs some sort
Oh,
of
yeah.
security, like workers' comp or worker security, like unions maybe. I don't know, unions that are actually like doing things to help improve conditions, like working conditions. I mean,
The problem, okay,
man.
so if the government does something and steps in, it's just done. Like they have to follow these regulations. Like that is the probably the easiest way. If the studios want to be able to negotiate any sort of way, they would allow a union to be formed. Because
Yeah.
there's always negotiations with contracts between the unions and the studios. So-
Collective bargaining.
Exactly. So like
Yeah.
they can't have any collective bargaining if there's no union. If it's just the government stepping in and saying you have to do this, then they have to do
They
it.
have
Like
to do
it's
that.
going to be judged like by the law. So they might, if the government decides to start to step in, then the studios might want to look towards collective bargaining.
like
forming unions.
working with unions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I mean, sure, that would make sense.
The one issue with that, and we're probably going to see this in the next year or so with one of the biggest world examples, which is the NFL. They are going through a collective bargaining process with their players' union and the NFL in 2020 when their previous bargain is over. It's probably going to be or end up, and a lot of people are saying that this is probably going to happen, of a year up without football because they will not be able to.
Oh, like
come
back
to
in
an
the
agreement.
70s.
Yeah, or like baseballs. There's been a baseball strike. There's been things like that. So that's what happens with this process. But at the end of the day, you get a better product because both sides are giving and seceding in different areas. And it's not probably the best situation, but it's definitely going to be better than what it is currently. But
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, basically anything that will help the people who are in these positions
Yeah.
who are being treated like poorly.
imagine working 80 hours like in a week and then not getting paid for it.
Not getting paid for like over half of that time.
Yeah.
I mean,
What are the labor laws like in Japan?
Non-existent.
Because like
Probably
there's so
not very
much like
good.
there's
Yeah, I don't
so
think-
much like just overwork, not even just in the anime industry.
yeah, because I think like working overtime is basically just a part of like
It's an
the job.
expectation.
It's
David put
expected.
it
Any job, really.
Shinzo Abe, you know, the idea of like you have to just be at work if your superior's
Yeah,
there.
work.
to,
Yeah, like your work is your life basically.
Yeah.
That's what it amounts to. But it, like yeah, like
no
working
birth-
overtime
no
and
birth, no rates, you know, decline, suicide
Yeah.
rates go up. Nobody's happy. That's why everyone turns to anime and video games over there because it's like you
Or
can
leave.
escape. It's escapism.
escapism. Yeah,
Anyway.
exactly. I don't know. I mean, yeah. If
I mean,
if
video games
so-
are
if
fun,
something
though,
something needs
so.
to be done, and hopefully this will be like a good step, like a positive step towards creating like happier, you know, people who are working in production.
Yeah, maybe
I
we'll
mean,
get
that's
happier
what we can hope.
animes. Like more
I
upbeat.
I don't know if that is what it would equate to, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
No, it will.
you know,
We'll get
people
more
who
sports
are,
anime,
like,
Mark, like we wanted. More uplifting,
There we go.
empowering
There we
sports
go.
anime. It'll be good.
I mean, the people who are like being treated like properly in a company will therefore like put out better quality work. You know,
you would
that's just-
hope.
I feel like that's kind of just how things work in
There's
in
some
society.
people
I don't
who
know.
argue that when you do that, people just get lazy.
I mean, but it's such a cutthroat industry that it's hard to break into. That the competition is there, that it draws in like the best of the best, or at least you know people who are better than others into bigger studios.
I don't know.
Um,
I'll have to
but
do
I don't
some
know.
research.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what this turns into. Hopefully, it's something positive at least. So a few more things. This was my piece of news because I thought this was awesome. One Piece previewed their
I'm so
Wayno arc.
behind.
Dude, you need to catch up, man. You have to finish
This
Whole
arc
Cake
looks
Island.
cool. All the Japanese like buildings
Dude,
and stuff.
yeah,
and
it's gonna be cool. The manga itself is good. It was getting a little dry, but this past like 2-3 weeks of chapters
Man.
has been just.
I should just
so
read
lit.
it. I should give up trying to watch it. I should just read it.
You should read it. You really should.
It's the only way I'll catch up at this point. I
Yeah.
can't dedicate the time to watch, you know, the
I've
100
heard-
episodes I'm behind.
Yeah, I've heard that like the Whole Cake Island arc in the anime really kind of dropped off. It didn't get it wasn't very good or wasn't really well
That's
done.
upsetting.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought the manga itself was really good.
I'm
and
still
especially-
behind that. I'm at Kato, I think. The Kato stuff. At least the first time they run into him they're on the elephant island, the one that like walks around or whatever.
Oh man, you're still on Zoe?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
Man.
you need to catch up, man.
It's so
it's
good,
good.
too. Maybe I'll
is
like
good.
catch up by reading it and then I'll watch the fights.
There you go. You can do that. I feel like
that's a good way of doing it. But
that
then
is a
again,
good way to
watching
do
the
it.
fights are like a 15 episode endeavor. So you end up watching it anyways. It's like, damn.
no, just
it-
watch just watch it on like YouTube where
fight
people are like
recap.
cutting- Yeah, there you go. That's actually what I did for one
Yeah.
of like the big fights. I was like, I just need to see this animated. And
Yeah,
it was
you
pretty
should
good.
watch. The last part that I was on, the Joker fight, Luffy and Joker. Man,
I watched it. Like
Yeah,
I've seen
that
that.
is so
It's
good.
cool. It is awesome.
talk about an OP fucking power. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
not go off into One Piece. I can talk about One Piece forever.
Oh, me too. Yeah, so I threw that up on the Twitter. So if you go to the Twitter at Anime on Draft, I threw up the preview on there, so you could take a look. Last little bit of news: Kona Beer settlement in the U.S. offers a partial refund over Hawaii claims.
I
And
didn't
this
hear
is-
about this, but it makes sense.
This is kind of funny because, I mean, people think and assume that Kona Brewery was actually brewing in Hawaii. But if you've ever been to their brewery, and I think Alec, you said you've been there, right? You've never been there?
Mm-mm.
I thought one of you guys has gone there.
No, never.
Not me.
I would go there, but I've never been there.
Well, if you go to like their actual brewery in Hawaii, there is absolutely no room for like a distribution or just any type of like space there to brew. Like they have a restaurant and a tap room, and that's about it. Like that's all they have space for. So of course they're gonna like outsource or start brewing in different areas, and so they're currently brewing in Washington and Oregon. But they've just reached a settlement for people who are claiming that their prices are higher than they should be because they claim that it's coming from the state of Hawaii. And this is the kind of funny thing is that if you have receipts from as far back as 2013, you can get up to $20 back.
Really?
Nice.
Yes, you get up to $20 back. But if you don't have receipts, you can get like $10.
Man.
I'm gonna
yeah.
go get $10.
I'm gonna
back.
get my $10. I've bought a lot of Kona.
I've bought at least the sample packs. I've bought 3 of those. So
I bought a lot of Kona
And-
beers too.
but-
Yeah,
but-
so
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just find this all foolish.
it is. It's absolutely foolish. But I mean, this is just another thing that people are like, "Oh,
So
wait, you're telling me
Wait.
this isn't coming from
You
Hawaii?"
didn't brew I'm like, and what are you complaining about? How much do you really think you're paying for a Kona beer? Like, what?
Yeah.
$12, okay?
Yeah.
like,
Like when you can go buy
I
a
like
24
that
pack
too.
from
Their
Costco
beer's
for
good.
like $13, like
you're not paying a lot. Calm down. Like,
I
their
like
beers,
their beer.
they're really
I do
good.
too.
Like,
Their-
stop fucking
their
over a
Fire
good
Rock
brewery.
one is
Fire
good.
Rock, yeah. Fire Rock. I
The
like Big
longboard is
Wave.
good.
The
Wave is
their
El
golden ale is good
Clasico.
too.
The golden ale's
What's the
good.
golden
yeah.
ale?
I like
Which one's
all their
that one
beer.
called?
I think that's the big
wave or something like
I think
that.
that's a big wave, yeah.
Google.
Yeah, they have some
Yeah, it's
good
Big Wave.
beers, but
Big Wave
I
is
mean,
good.
this is it's kind of outrageous to be honest with you. I mean,
It
like first
is.
of all, who has receipts tracking back to like 2013?
Some people.
Some people will do it though. I bet you.
Oh yeah, of course, some people are
I
gonna do
just
it.
think that's ridiculous. You're not even paying a
but I
lot
mean-
for the beer. When you look at it, you're not like, wow, this is an expensive beer. It really must come from Hawaii. No, you're like, wow, really? I'm getting 24 beers for
I'm only
$14?
buying this beer because it's from Hawaii. I'm
it were from
upset
here,
now
I would
that
expect-
it wasn't from Hawaii.
I would expect a
That's
six
the
pack
thing,
to
yeah.
be $4. Oh,
It's like
Okay.
like some of the Asian beers like Sapporo and stuff they like brewed in Canada or something and then they like it's imported. It's like yeah, but you got it from Canada. You didn't
Yeah,
get it from Japan,
the
you dumb
name.
idiot.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
what else can you expect? This is America.
This is
Yeah.
America.
All right. I think that about does it. How are we on time?
We're
like-
almost at 2 hours.
All right. Do you want to get into Kingdom Hearts 3?
I just wanted to briefly ask you how you feel about it after like not probably playing all the games in a row like I did. Like
I absolutely did not.
does the story make sense at all to you? And do you like it in terms of like gameplay? And then I'll ask you one other question and then we can wrap it up.
I do. I like the gameplay. I think the attraction thing is fun, but it also gets tiring because it's so time consuming and it takes a lot of time and it's kind of a pain in the ass. The fighting system, yes, is really good. I think it's a lot better than the previous games that I've played. Story wise, I mean, I watched the YouTube videos and I do remember like some of, and I did play 2.8 and I
Yeah.
watched the movie, so that also helped. But most of the stuff I don't really have that many problems with it. Like I'm not that confused.
Yeah.
so I think I'm fine. But yeah, if I was the average player who didn't play like 2.8 or watch the movie, absolutely I would have no clue what the fuck was happening. Like,
Yeah, at least the movie gives you like some backstory of like where it all kind of began, and then
yeah,
2.8 kind of is the prologue. It kind of leads you up into everything that's going on, so it gives you a little bit of an idea.
yeah,
I think for me personally, I benefited from playing all the games again because I truly understand everything that is happening, which
yeah,
makes the game more enjoyable for me.
yeah. Because
So
there's
I
a
think
lot.
it was I mean it took me a solid like I when I finished Red Dead, I finished that in I think December. And so from December until like maybe a month ago, I was playing the Kingdom Heart game. So it was a big time investment for me. But for I like while playing it, I think it's worth it just to understand everything that's going on. With that said, I want to lead up to my next question, and then we can wrap it up. What did you think, or what do you think of the graphics?
Um, graphics are good, but I honestly I don't think they're as good as I would have expected to be on like the PlayStation 4, especially with it being released like very recently.
So to
I mean,
me, they're awful, and I think they should have just done the graphics that they had in Dream Drop Remake.
uh,
That's the one that's on the 2.8 disc as well. I think
yeah,
they just should have
yeah,
kept that really cartoony style because
I
it's like
could see
it's
that,
blending like this kind of realism with cartoons, and it really bothers me. I was really upset with it for a while, and then there's a point in the game where Sora's style changes. He goes from like what he looked like in the previous games to what he looks like in
yes,
the new game, and
yeah, I
that
noticed that.
the quality I think after that point becomes better.
Yeah,
But the graphics really bothered me up until that point, and then I became like less annoyed by it, I guess I would say. So it seems like it's a little bit better after that.
yeah, no, I definitely noticed that too. Maybe like that was the point where I mean, it's
I
been so many
think they were
years that they've been
using
working on it.
recycled assets from the some of the movie scenes and things that
Maybe.
they'd used. Like when they're telling the story of the past, like in the origin of the Keyblades and stuff. I think they used some of the assets from that, and that wasn't very good.
Yeah, because
And-
it's basically it's older
Yeah.
artifacts that they're reusing.
But I was glad to say that it got at least more enjoyable. So well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's fun. I'm liking it so
Yeah.
far. I think you're a little farther than me now, but
I've been playing it like
haven't played it for a
nonstop
little
the
while.
past week. I think some of the directing is a little weird. It's just like there's too long of like pauses between characters, interactions between some of like the voice lines and between like characters like moving and talking. I think some of
It's
that is
been
kind of
like
weird.
that because
Yeah.
because I'm still like going through a playthrough. I just like haven't played in over a month. I noticed a lot of stuff where it's just like, man, like this is like like really poorly done. Like I'm
Yeah.
just like, why did I like this? Like I've been really questioning like why I liked the series so much, but I guess
Yeah.
you know, being younger, like you don't really notice these things.
There wasn't really anything like it
Yeah.
either
No, absolutely.
at the time.
At the time, like they're like AAA titles weren't really a thing. Like these were the AAA titles. This Final Fantasy, like those were the AAA titles of the time, and you go back and play
Yeah.
some of those games, and you're just like,
Or like I played like God of War or Spider-Man like recently, which are like really good story driven like first player like single player games, and then the first player sorry single player games, and but then like you go to this and it's like there's just really awkward pauses, like things don't really sync up very well, like things aren't
Problem
moving
with
together.
Kingdom Hearts 3 too, and Tetsuya Nomura, I think his name is the director. He said he like even he has like a preface that when you get with the game, like or I had like the collector's edition or whatever. He like wrote like a little message to the player, or whatever. I guess he rewrote the story a couple different times. And a lot of the story that I'm like when you get the Kingdom Hearts only characters, not the Disney stories, because you get a recap of like a lot of the Disney stories in this, but like the actual
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts story in the third game, it feels forced, and I feel like the ending is gonna be
Yeah.
really forced to like try to get all this stuff to come together. It's already starting to feel forced for me,
Oh, like the
up
end
to
of
this
Game of
point,
Thrones.
and now they're like trying to wrap it up. Yeah, it's kind of similar to that situation.
I have
They're
a
trying to wrap
feeling-
it up, and it's weird.
Because they put so many games in between, because the development cycle was like forever. You
Yeah.
just had to rewrite it because you're just like, oh fuck, like it's not gonna work.
You got to include things and change things around. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so-
I mean, we'll see. I'll wait. I'll keep playing it, and I have a lot of spare time on my hands right now. So, but I'll wait until you finish it, and especially until Rolando gets his hands on it and finishes
Yeah.
it, before we do like a final
I'm
recap.
considering just fucking playing the game. Like I'm
should.
almost
You should
done
just-
with like playing through this whole lead up to it because I'm just like I've been playing through like I stopped playing Kingdom Hearts 2 because I'm just like God, the story, fuck, and
Yeah. You
like
should
I
just
just felt
pick
like
it up and play it.
not wanting to fucking play it anymore because of what you were saying with the
Just watch a
freaking like
video.
it's just weird like some of these like notes that get hit and you're just like what is going on, like why is this like
just
this?
do like I did with the first Uncharted and just watch a YouTube video playthrough because just fuck it.
The first Uncharted was great
good game,
until
yeah.
you get to like chapter 16, 17 and you're just
Yeah, but
like
the
what the fuck
controls-
is going on?
The controls are
That's a
just
good
asshole.
game,
It's
man.
not a bad game. The controls were asshole on Uncharted 1.
It's
That
because
was
they
my
forced
issue.
the 6-axis controls into it.
It was a
Yeah.
butthole. I was trying to play it. I was like, fuck this. I'm watching a YouTube video. And I started on 2. And it was a good
And-
YouTube video. It was an hour and 20 minutes long. And I watched all of
Uncharted
it.
2 was amazing though.
Yeah, it was good. It's just
It was good.
I could not get through 1. Could not. So watch a YouTube video. That's my suggestion.
1 was good. Mark and I played one summer.
It was a good game.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That's right.
It was a good game,
Uh,
or it was a good story. It's just trying to play it now when we have better. Is
I'd
really
say
hard.
just pick it up, dude, and then
What's
we'll come
crazy
back to
about
it.
Kingdom Hearts 3 though is it kind of blends all the different play styles from the 3D games into one, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I have been liking the battle system because it's like as I'm playing through them, it's like, oh, they add this new feature, and then they add this new feature, and some of them I don't like, but how they've done it in 3 is very cool. The only thing I don't like is the park attraction finishers. I think those are annoying.
Oh, you
They
don't want
were
to
cool at first.
Thunder Mountain through shit?
Not really.
I only did that
No.
once. No, but yeah, I it was really cool at first, like to get a different one, and then like you go through it, and then they just get really boring.
Did you play Final Fantasy 15,
15.
Mark?
I did not. No.
Rolando, I want to see your reaction to Kingdom Hearts after playing 15 and then going into Kingdom Hearts. They recycle a lot.
I'm sure. That was
no.
Nomura's baby before it got handed over,
Yeah,
and he was forced to finish Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. So, anyway.
All right. Well, that'll wrap it up for us for the Kingdom Hearts our catch up. We'll get back to it again. Maybe in a month or two. And I think that does it for us today. Anything else you guys want to say? Alec, we need to revisit that beer. Final thoughts after it warmed up a little bit. After you
finished it.
I finished it. It's really good. It does open up kind of the, like they were saying, the different scents. You get kind of more bready for me, more caramely, less of like the barrel aged just punch in the face. When it warms up, you get more scents opening up. And then the kind of the same like taste notes. I'd say a 4.75 is still a pretty good fitting.
4.75.
Alright.
All right. Yep. I need
you
to
go.
try that. I need to get it.
It's really good.
All right. So that does it for us this week. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for watching. And of course, if you are listening, we are streaming Sundays on Twitch, twitch.tv/animeondraft. As well as Twitter, you can find us. That way you can stay up to date. Just search at Anime on Draft.
On Daft.
Jesus.
On
Uh,
Daft.
My goodness, it's been a long one.
My goodness.
If you
And
want to
this
see
beer's strong.
pictures of the beer, it is. And if you want to see pictures of the beer, just follow us on Instagram, Anime on
Hit 'em
Draft
up on the
Podcast.
gram. Yeah.
Yeah, or you can also view our stories too, because I've been buying a lot of really cool beers, and I've been posting them up on our stories, and you can
Nice.
view them
out the
there.
Like that.
I've been
Uh,
posting
as well
some of our
as-
beers too on there, yeah.
yeah, whatever we're going to breweries.
You won't be
or-
posting anything for the next month from me because
Our story is
I
gonna be
won't
crazy.
won't be
It's
doing
gonna be like, hey, we're here. Hey, we're here. Now we're here. It's like, wait,
That's what makes it exciting.
Why are we in so many
Cool.
different cities?
That's
cool.
why you should follow us,
Yeah,
man.
you
We
should,
get
yeah.
some stuff from all over the place.
That's right.
And yeah, so of course, and if you're watching us, thank you for hanging out with us on Twitch. You can find out all of our previous episodes on our website, wordpress.com.animeondraft. Wait, I fucked that up. didn't I?
Animeondraft.wordpress.com.
animeondraft.wordpress.com. Thank you. And our previous episodes are also found on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify now. And if you have anything else you want to talk to us about, email us at animeondraft@gmail.com. And that does it for us today. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks
Or
for
you'll
watching.
hear us next time.
Oh. Smooth.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.